Yes. Show, whether your season. Yes. Skengman. Some of them are used to the way that the world is. Me on the other hand, I don't deserve this. Nobody can do an actress to stand up. Everybody get the fucking room, put your hands up. Man, I'm a rebel, nobody get them to talk to me. See me in the street, please don't try to bother me.
In 2017, I was approached by Vincent Dance Theatre to collaborate with them on a project called Shutdown, and during that particular moment in time, I was a BIM student. And for those that don't know what BIM is an acronym for British Institute of Modern Music.
Get back to the gap, come back with a bang. Punch in the face, got bang. Muhammad Ali, the MC. Must have watched me penetrate beats. I dedicate days, dedicate weeks, dedicate months, dedicate years, dedicate fortnights. Gonna be jumping by the time.
At that time, I was a first year student studying music production, and I was very rap based, so I was very focused on building my own beats and being able to better my lyricism, considering that I was doing a plethora of rap.
Straight to hell, see M to the E, socials back, that's a warning. I can do it all night, right until the morning.
Yeah. See M17 show the speed demon with a super on the floor.
Brighton Youth Centre, BYC, is a youth organisation, a youth centre that pretty much caters to football, skateboarding, basketball, but it's also the foundation of where I met and built a long-term relationship with Audioactive. That led me on to Vincent Dance Theatre for Shutdown.
It's done season, you will get kidnapped for no reason. Give me the body back, sit me the shuffle, go lay down.
So Audioactive is a musical organisation that caters to singers, rappers, DJs, producers. For me, Audioactive is literally more than just a place where I can grow my musical skills. It's also been a place where I've literally found my definition of what family is, and being able to be in a hub where people not only care about you musically, but they care about you personally. The kind of themes that I would be dealing with lyrically whenever I would attend a rap session would literally vary. It would vary from words that would literally be on a chalkboard for us to literally make rap verses out of. There could literally be classes where we would literally learn about the science behind the punchline, or being able to build metaphors together. And there would also be writing sessions where we would literally just be left alone to just build our own songs based on the words, the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives that were literally placed on a chalkboard for us to basically construct like an entire song out of. Vincent Dance Theatre came into Audioactive pretty much just looking for young men, whether it be dancers, rappers, singers, for Shutdown, anyone that could literally be able to portray the narrative of what's going on in today's society in regards to men's mental health. And for me, it was literally just a no-brainer being able to be a part of something that was so important and heartfelt, not just to me personally, but being able to lend my voice to something that in today's society is very much needed. With Shutdown and it being, focused on men's mental health, it's something that is very close to home for me as well. So it basically allowed me to focus on a very heartfelt and humanized side of my rap skills and my lyricism, as opposed to literally just being an MC's MC, so to speak.
Let me look into your eyes and think it's so wonderful. Who am I to you? Please understand. And my emotions do not make me less a man.
So, and actually being able to write something, being able to empower young men, and for that to be used in the show was, now that I look back on it, it was such a big deal, seeing what a 20-year-old me could really do when given such a platform to not only write about something serious, but to also add in my extreme vulnerabilities to that and actually just make it what it was musically. So beautiful.
Do not make me less a man. My emotions do not make me less a man. Who am I to you? Too vulnerable. Who am I to you? My emotions do not make me less of a man. My emotions do not make me less.
I feel like it gave me the artistic and personal validation that I definitely needed, that I probably wasn't so much conscious of at the time, because at that time it was literally just like another opportunity for me to express myself. But now that I look back at those moments, it actually meant a lot more, because now I'm able to literally stand up for something that is not only heartfelt to me personally, but also something that needs to be said. I feel like this is literally a perfect opportunity to literally like destroy any old Asian narratives of what masculinity is, and actually be able to go, hey, you know, if you're a man and you feel emotional, that's okay. You know, if you feel like crying one day, that's okay. Like, you know, having emotions as a man in and of itself does not make somebody weak. Like, if anything, it literally just makes that person emotionally aware, because in today's world, we would much rather have like men that are very aware of who they are, you know, mentally and emotionally, than for people to continue living and passing on traumas that should have been, you know, ended. So that's why I feel like being a creative and being a part of something like that not only solidified the importance of what it means, but it also gave me the motivation to continue spreading that message within my own work and within my own personal life.
Little child in the corner, I see you clearly, but my vision is blurred. Please don't be afraid to come out. You're okay. I won't hurt you because that pain will never reoccur.
So Little Child was a poem that I wrote in conjunction with Shutdown, and it basically explores the personal vulnerabilities of my inner child, and basically being able to put all of my insecurities, my vulnerabilities out in the open, and actually be able to vocalize every last one of them without feeling any form of shame for it.
I know your wounds. I've seen you struggle. I am aware of what you've had to do to escape your trouble.
It was also included as a part of the installation for Shutdown, and it basically got made into a film. There were many subconscious memories that I probably wasn't ready to remember when I was writing that, because I didn't quite understand the gravity of what I was saying until after the fact.
You had no mother to be there for you, and through her laying her hands on you, those hits were translated to a painful cuddle. Step out, little child. Let me make sense of our little scuffle.
The importance of writing something like that actually enabled me to start the healing process in regards to, you know, healing my inner child, and actually being able to go, I forgive myself for even thinking that, you know, a lot of the traumas that I was going through as a kid was ever my fault.
But you, my son, are the reason why I strive for greatness. From life to death, from being abused, being on drugs and being made to feel like life has nothing left, to winning the race and striving to be the best. Music is an escape route for us to withstand life's test.
That's literally why Little Child, you know, the poem actually like is very symbolic, because if a 20-year-old me could actually understand that my inner child needed healing, it's only like, you know, made the healing process so much easier the older that I've gotten.
Why always on the beat? Why always on the beat? Why always on the beat?
Being an emotional person and being sensitive doesn't make me weak. Being someone that is in touch with his feelings doesn't make me any less of a man. Like, I don't, and I never have agreed with, you know, the norm or the you know, general perception of what masculinity is, and, you know, being able to discover it my own way, and, you know, the best way that I know how, you know, through the music and actually being able to get creative, it's actually allowed me to accept my whole self. Being with Vincent Dance Theatre around that period, whilst living in Brighton, actually opened me up to discovering or rediscovering a whole new definition of what manhood is. Shutdown, in that sense, actually did a lot more for me than I actually realized in regards to being able to really truly discover the person that I've always been. The project and what it had me doing was so much more than me just lending my rap skills or my writing skills to, you know, complete a project. It was literally more about being able to really tap into the raw parts of myself that I've never really acknowledged, and actually being able to really question what manhood actually is outside of, you know, the generational and parental BS that I've always been subjected to. I've never been one to believe in hyper masculinity. I've never really been about that at all, and being able to creatively express myself the way that I have done, you know, from that period to now has actually enabled me to balance both my masculine energy in regards to the raps that I did from that period of time and my femininity in regards to, you know, who I've always been as a person, and just being able to channel my creativity in other different ways. It also let me know that if I continue going down this path and, you know, just keep doing what I'm doing and just be extremely honest and vulnerable and just being truthful with who I am as a person, that like it will literally just open the door to more opportunities like that. So that's what it did for me being a 20-year-old back then.
1